What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great hump day. That's right, it's Wednesday, so therefore the initial injury report is out for the Eagles, and of course, also their Week 12 opponent, the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to take a look at injury news for both teams, but before we do that, some Eagles news here. Myles Hinton finally had his 21-day window open. So he can return to practice. He can practice for up to 3 weeks before they have to make a decision to either end his season or allow him to come off. Usually when their window is open, they're within the next week or two coming off of it. So, hey, man, we'll see how his development has gone, progression since, he's kind of just been sitting there waiting. But we talked about this earlier in the year. They had him designated to return on the Eagles website. Again, every time people try to say about the depth chart or anything on this website, remember, these are people just working for the media team. They really don't know what's going on. If he would have been his 21-day window open before the season started, that would have made no sense, but he would have had to have been back by week 4. So we just laughed it off and waited to see when he actually had his window opened, and, well, that's today. So 21 days. We'll see you soon, Myles Hinton. And look, this is a kid that, one of our draft picks this year that I think, with Jeff Stoutland, anything is possible. A dude of that size didn't look the greatest this offseason, but he's a rookie, and he dropped in the draft for a reason, and I'm very excited about him getting an opportunity here. So good for him, and he was a full participant today. So he and both Willie Lampkin, 2 offensive linemen, a tackle, and an interior guy. You see at the top, a tackle, an interior guy did not practice. So I assume Lane is obviously going to go on IR. Cam Jurgens, at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know how serious, things are going for him. But, man, big bummer. Maybe, this concussion will give him time to heal up, everything else going on with him. So unfortunate, but might miss this one. And then Jalen Phillips was limited today with a shoulder injury. Limited, so I'm not going to lose my mind there. If he goes to DNP tomorrow, then we can worry. But I'll keep you up to date each day with this. Tomorrow you'll have an update with the top matchup show, so you'll know who is a full participant, who is not practicing, all that great stuff. And again, Myles Hinton is going to be a depth piece, right? That maybe we need at that point because of all the injuries, but not somebody that's going to be starting. So don't put that on him. I already see people saying like, oh my God, he's going to be starting it. Let's pump the brakes. Let's give the kid a chance to actually, let's give him some grace here. Give him a little period of time to actually develop into something, get some practice under his belt. So best of luck, Hinton, but let's pump the brakes. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they've got some injuries, but nobody missed practice today. So this was a walkthrough, but you've got Clowney and Fowler, 2 edge guys, and then an interior guy in Solomon Thomas. You've got Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, both safeties limited there. Then on the offensive side of the ball, Tyler Smith and Dak Prescott limited. Then Perrion Winfrey, he is back and has himself a full practice under his belt. So coming off of that IR and returning, whereas they let go of Damone Clark, the linebacker, who was just claimed by somebody. But, that's what's going on with the Cowboys, and I will keep you up to date. The hip injury for Dak, saying it's something that happened in the Raiders game, but nothing serious. He should be fine for the game. Again, I will keep you up to date each and every day. So tomorrow you get the top matchup show that has an updated injury report. On Friday, you get that game status injury report, which is who's out, who's questionable for both teams. Then Saturday, the practice squad elevations and any kind of activations or anything else that happens. You see what the roster looks like for the game the next day. But that's all I've got for you here and now. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Maybe you have a question, something you'd like to add. Love to hear from you. But if you need anything else, does not have to be about the birds. You can always reach out, always here for you guys as you are for me. Appreciate you hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, hitting the hype up button or becoming members, all that stuff that you do to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. But I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!